All right. You guys want to get started?
Good.
No.
Oh,
Oh, see you later then.
we
It's
can,
nice.
we can,
It's nice seeing you all.
we can roast a rack of lamb in game and see how we do.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
We don't have lamb pox though.
Oh yeah, roast lamb pie.
You don't have any lamb, but you do have 3 elephants. One of those legs probably has a lot of meat on it.
Yeah, that'll be fine. They don't need their trunk.
The trunk. That's the first thing we're gonna cut off is your trunk. Your sole means of drinking and nutrition.
Cutting off somebody's hands. We'll let you live, but we're going to take your hands.
We're gonna make it impossible for you to actually live
Got him.
successfully. All right.
Good joke.
Let's kick it off with a prologue. I don't know if I have a sponsor today. I feel like every day or every week I just look around the room and I've already gone through all this stuff.
Here, do this.
Yeah, it's tradition. Ooh.
St. Bernard's Abbey Ale.
Thanks, Saint Bernard. What's Bernard the patron saint of?
Saint Bernardus? I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, today's prologue is sponsored by Saint Bernard for whatever contribution he made to whatever timeline he existed within.
He's
Thanks.
Patron saint of the Alps.
To Bernard.
Of the Alps.
Mm-hmm.
To Bernard, yeah. Thanks, Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
Big B, they called him. All right. Tonight's prologue begins in a well-lit monarchical chamber. Pillars made from marble and aquamarine line the edges of a long, narrow room and run from the floor all the way up to a beautiful vaulted ceiling, completely covered in vibrant and detailed fresco paintings. Light pours in through indigo and violet stained glass windows, creating the illusion of twilight within. At the far end of the chamber, you can see a grand arch, made from the same combination of stone as the pillars, and adorned with gem-encrusted seashells, coral, and sculpted waves. Below the arch is a grand throne, sculpted from what used to be a large piece of sea glass, and laced with ribbons of silver and gold. Seated within it, a very broad and a very weary-looking Triton. He boasts a brilliant set of gold chain armor, with several sapphire settings, and a golden crown. Leaning on the side of the throne is a round golden shield and a dazzling golden short sword. And its sound echoes throughout the chamber, dissipating after a moment. You see him looking around the room, scanning the paintings above him with tired eyes. His long white hair and beard are unkempt and tangled, and his fingers idly run through it as he surveys the ceiling. The vaulted mural depicts a conflict between the people of the sea and the people of the land. Waves crashing and being met by erupting earth. At the very center, 2 prominent creatures, a Triton general and a Yuan-Ti warlord, are locked in battle. Trident clashing with chained flail, they can be seen fiercely leading their respective armies. At one end of the room, you see merfolk, grung, sea elves, and many other creatures emerging from a raging ocean. On the other, a host of beasts, golems, elementals, and the like, charging forward from the base of a volcano. The crowned Triton gazes at the mural, eyes glazed over. Sighs again, and stands, grabbing the sword and the shield from the floor, and he walks towards the room's exit. And at that, we will pop back to real time. Would anyone like to recap from last session? 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say, I don't think we did a lot.
So much happened, and so much didn't happen. There's a lot by saying a little, I think.
Yeah. I'll start off with the very few notes that I have. This started off post brain fight, right? So it was kind of after that encounter. everybody kind of got their bearings and got back to normal, got their brains back. Post brain, trying to remember. At some point, we went back and checked on our allies to see what they were doing. I think we were pretty tuckered out at that point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They had an encounter similar to ours, as far as they were getting a barrage of intellect devours. It seemed like.
They're getting barraged by babies. We're fighting Big Daddy.
Yeah, we babies and Big Daddy. They just had babies, but
Come on, Hargrave, get it together.
it was also just Hargrave fighting, pretty
Right.
much is what it sounds like. So,
Mhm.
so after harassing, God, what's his name? Coil.
Coil.
I'm guessing that he wasn't doing so great in that situation, but pretty much everybody kind of got together. I think we tied off the elephants and kind of, because we couldn't really bring them back into the area that we were kind of ended up staying, but they were close by. I think we kind of tied them off and, just left them out there to do their own thing.
Hargrave popped some shields in front of them to protect them.
Yeah, there's some kind of makeshift barricade of shield of sorts. But we pretty much got the prisoners situated first, and then kind of slowly kind of figured out areas to rest. And I think there was a little bit more. There was a little bit more investigating of that area, but it was mostly just like, oh, okay, is it like, I think it was mostly because we were like, we need to find where to tie these prisoners up.
Yeah.
So we tied them through a window. They're chained through like windows and kind of left them outside, I think. Was it windows?
Yeah, you
I
tied them
suppose
around the
so.
windows.
Yeah. And then basically kind of tied them to each other. There was more RP than anything else, but everybody kind of had a little, as we took the evening to kind of settle down, everybody kind of had their own watches, and then there was some, some interactions, like specifically the one that comes to mind is Vern had questions about faith, and him and Urzok had a conversation regarding that. I know, I'm trying to remember who was here last session. I think, yeah, because I think Brackle wasn't there for the fight, but then you were there after the fight, right, Andrew? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's right, because Gavorish was being kind of a little pissy bitch, and then Brackle's like, no. Yes, master.
Yeah, who had the conversation with Gavorish?
It was that.
And then somebody was looking at Peep Up, or some people.
Yeah, there was also, I'm glad you brought that up. There was, which kind of ties into that conversation with Gavorish. Death had told old the Peep Up, hey, if I have magic left at the end of this day, try to see if try one more thing. And it had, it looked like it had relieved some of the pain that he was in, or made him, he was a lot more comfortable afterwards after Dispel Magic. Still didn't talk. Essentially, it looks like he had not spoken for so long that just all the muscles just weren't there anymore in his throat. But at least something akin to that, right? Like they just he still wasn't speaking, basically. Which tied into conversation with Gavorish. There's also, I remember somebody did something mind something with.
Well, also the peep up thing. Just that I'm looking at my notes. I rolled a 19 medicine check, so I now have plans to build him a contraption that will allow him to speak out of like a nostril
I
in
forgot about that.
his neck
Yeah.
or something. So
We had the all original idea to give him paper and pen. I know.
I know.
At the
Only
very
so
end.
late.
The very end. In the morning after he slept, it was like, hey, can you write? He's like, literally, I'm really good at that.
Yes. Yeah.
In fact, that's why I went to prison.
That is one thing that I forgot to do. I forgot to actually. I will do that. You know what? I'm going to add that to my to-do list right now.
I didn't actually hear what you said because you froze.
Yeah, you cut out for me too.
Love that. No, the one thing that I forgot to do last week was actually dictate P-Pup's thing that he wrote for you, so you had that
Oh,
as a hand.
yeah. It was just
So I will do that for next week because I'm going to put it on my to-do list, my physical to-do list.
Yep.
P-Pup's note.
Oh yeah. We also had. Didn't Paylor's shield appear last time too?
Yeah. Yep.
Paylor's shield?
After the fountain was kind of released from the grips of the brain thing. I
And
believe.
more will come up with that once Brad is back. I talked to him a bit today.
Yeah.
He's had quite a bit going on with work. He's interviewing for a new job right now, and so he's just had a lot of different things going on with that. So he said that he's like 60%. Maybe he'll be back next week, maybe not, but definitely by the beginning of April. So we'll get into more Paylor related things soon, eventually. But he's not blowing us off. He's just got shit going on.
It's okay. He'll if he comes in next week, it'll be just in time for me to be working in Texas for that day. So then I'll miss it when he comes back.
Right.
So we can never have everybody here. Just can't allow that. Have to miss the day
I
next
mean,
week.
eventually you're gonna get to the prison, and that's gonna be way harder. So hopefully everybody's there at that point.
Yeah.
Could be a leisurely jaunt to the.
Well, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
not to detract too much from the summary, but like, so I'm in Texas for work next week, but it's like I have to get up on Tuesday at 3 a.m. to catch a flight
Oof.
from Texas to come back here, and I'm like, ugh, like I'm gonna try to go to sleep at like 7, and then it's not gonna work, and I'm gonna sleep like shit. So
at least it's 3 Texas time. Get like an extra hour or two.
yeah. But
Yeah,
let's put it
because
this
it's 2
way.
hours behind. Yeah.
Yeah, that part of it's only an hour, so it's not too bad. But yeah, considering I'm leaving Texas and catching 2 separate flights and getting back into Pittsburgh before 11 a.m., that tells you how early I'm flying. So,
yeah.
But I detract from work. But yeah, there was. I'm trying to remember desperately if Brackle had any conversations, or maybe a conversation with. God, what's his? Not Vesh. Patron.
Oh, but no.
It wasn't with his patron.
Yep.
He was contacted, but not by Tequila.
Oh yeah, that's right. You fucking went blind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's something going on there. He got assaulted by potentially maybe the opposition from back in the day or the current day, because Juan T. I mean, I don't know actually if well, obviously Andrew's character does, but which was just kind of talked about in the prologue there. What is it called? Almost like a rivalry isn't quite the right word. But
A
between
long-standing hatred, a mutual hatred.
Yeah, a mutual. Go fuck yourself, other people. Between the Wanti and is it Tritons?
Yep.
Yeah. So
general sea folk of the western area, but Tritons predominantly. Yes.
Yeah. It's
Who's the snake god? What's his name?
Zahir
Zahir
is the Presidium snake god, but it also was not Zahir.
It wasn't supposed to seem like them.
Uh, I guess
Oh, it's
none of you
allegedly
would
not
have heard
them.
it, but I would say Brackle would know without a shadow of a doubt who it was.
Who he thought it was.
Who you thought it was. That's true. The voice itself is
Is it?
unmistakable. You would know exactly who that voice belonged to in the past, Brackle.
I'm
I
trying
was
to
gonna
find-
say it was Graham, but then I realized that that's the wrong character. That's Eric.
Oh, I was muted that whole time.
Yeah, you were.
I was
I
wondering
was-
why you weren't
I
talking.
was just-
but,
I was
like,
I was
just-
I was
yeah,
talking
feel
through with you guys.
Andrew should have something to contribute here.
Well, I was just like looking, and I was looking at you like nodding and like saying yes and no, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's just he's doing his thing,
Nope. I was talking that whole time.
the whole time.
Man,
So
everybody's
yeah, and
ignoring
then
me.
Yeah,
Seth
you're like,
was
what the
the
fuck,
other.
guys? I just said
Seth
that.
was the other god, other snake god.
Slippery like a snake.
But yeah,
Not to deviate even more, do you guys have? I know we don't usually talk about or dissect the prologues, but do you have any idea who any of the characters were in today's prologue? So I feel that they've all been referenced before, in and out of game.
trying to think.
Not since
I had no
chapter
idea.
2 for the king. So it's been a minute for the crowned character, the people on the ceiling.
Was Arvanthus? No, Arvanthus wasn't a train. He's a sea elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arvantus is a sea elf, yes.
Sekula was a Triton.
Sekula was and still is a Triton, yes. I will say Sekula was the one in the painting. He
Okay.
depicted in the painting.
So the painting depiction was of essentially a war, right?
Yes.
So
And it was Tritons and Theonti.
some type of I mean, is that essentially the precursor to the hatred forever? I'd assume.
It is a moment of bubbling over. It existed before and it existed after, but that was one of the times it came to a head. Can you guys hear Archer? He's just out
A little bit. Yeah.
outside the door
A little
yelling.
bit, not too much.
to open the door. Papa, come out here.
Ah,
Poor guy.
Seth was the guy I was thinking of, not Zahir. Which, by
Seth,
the way,
Seth was the Yanti that was depicted in the painting.
Oh.
Seth is
I
like a
didn't know.
demigod. He operates just below Zahir.
Interesting.
which
He
for
he
your
is
guys'
of
records-
comparable status to Sekula.
For your guys' satisfaction, just gotta say one of the only gods that don't have any description about them, Zahir and Seth.
That's so true, and not on purpose at all. I swear. I need to go in and put them in.
Nothing
They're
mysterious
snake
around these
gods for
guys.
sure. Yeah, they are lawful
secret
evil. So very openly lawful evil, and I think all of your characters would know that. Zahir is a Presidium god, so he's a pretty prominent figure in the Azurian pantheon.
He's cool.
Yeah, he is conniving, deceitful, and sitting on the pantheon because another god could not commit. So he was brought on in someone else's place.
You have
the
to have
He
balance.
wasn't even the first choice.
last
I
minute
have
evil.
another off the rail question about the prologue. What the fuck is our fresco painting?
It's like a. It's hard to describe. It's like a type of paint. It's like a very vibrant, colorful painting focused
Almost
on
like
realism. So
plastery, right?
yeah, so it's not just like straight paint. It's using physical texture along with color and light
Okay.
to make a hyper realistic image rather than something that's more
Yeah,
avant-garde.
water based.
said that, and I was like, man, I thought fresco was like a food thing. You're telling me about painting.
Yeah. I mean, it is
That's
same. It's like fresh.
My favorite grapefruit flavored soda, Hemia Fresca. The king in the prologue that has been mentioned before, so I don't mind giving it away. It's also the name of the prologue, so you'll know it eventually anyway. Is Arvanitis, who is Arvantis's father.
Yeah.
I'll kill him too.
So I was
Yeah.
wondering about his. That's why I was wondering about his lineage.
Which effectively makes Arvantis half sea elf, half Triton. He is half and half.
I like how you chose to say is.
I'll kill him again. I don't care.
I'll kill that bitch dead.
It was easy the first time.
Yeah, way easier the first time than it will be in any possible meetings in the future.
Also worth saying, we have
I didn't
no
even have to touch
reason,
him.
no reason to kill Arvantis at this point.
No, I wouldn't kill him again.
other than perhaps protecting yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
he-
you guys
he was
might
trying
get
to kill
mad,
you.
but yeah, I wouldn't really
I
care
was
at this
just
point.
upset because Arvantis was an interesting character.
We've been away from the capital so long. It's like
That
I'm-
is true. That's
Arvantis
also
too,
true.
you know?
I'm safe. Not safe, but we're not in the hornet's nest anymore.
Say
You've
that,
also not gone into anywhere that still has a
Huge capital prison.
hologram up in the sky yet,
Yeah.
which will change when you get to the prison.
The spell.
They're all going to
Holograms?
recognize you
Are
immediately.
they still up there right now?
They are still up there. The one
Oh.
over Mir was destroyed. The other ones were not.
Oh, destroyed. Okay.
Donovan saved all of you by
Kinda
saying that
sad.
you have to cover your face on the streets of Kazul, so nobody knew who you were.
Okay.
Great.
Anyway,
That was
great
my plan
recap.
That was my plan all along.
Yeah.
In all fairness, like I was so thrown on the spot to just come up with something in the moment. I was like, they
No,
cover
I
their
love
face. It's a desert region. That's not presumptuous or
Keep that sand out
racist
of
at
my
all.
mouth.
It's true. It makes sense environmentally, and it helps you guys out a lot. It makes it more interesting for me to have to combat that. That's great.
That should just be our response anytime anybody identifies us and starts giving a shit. Just be like, you don't want that smoke.
We literally killed a god like 3 weeks ago, so choose your words
Please.
carefully.
Please don't make any dumb decisions.
Not only did we kill a god, but we took his weapons and we didn't even use them. They suck. We don't care about them.
I have the blade of
We're
Lembas.
just-
I don't need this shit.
You're right. I still have that bow, and I just.
Okay.
Eric does have dispel magic, so we can try that and see if we can dispel the hologram.
Did I take someone's?
Yeah.
I moved all my notes over to like one place because I had them in a few places. Didn't I take someone's staff? Who had a staff that
I had offered it to you. I don't think you ended up taking it.
Oh, can I take it now? Doesn't it give me like some bonus or something?
It's not a great one. The possibility you have a better one is pretty high.
I mean, I think right now I'm just casting with my diamond or something, or like my like welder
What?
thing as my focus.
Yeah, the staff would give you a
It's a
bonus
plus-
to any spell attacks.
Uh-huh.
So that it'd be better for your chromatic orb for sure. Plus
Yes.
1. You cannot use Eldritch Blast through the staff though, because your focus for that is the eye specific. So the plus 1 would not
Okay.
towards Eldritch Blast.
Okay. I'll make a note that I take the staff at least, and I'll figure out. I also gotta see what I have to attune to this. I'm guessing. Oh yeah, requires
Yeah.
attunement. Okay. Yeah.
Eric's immune to 7 different things.
Which means I could
Eric?
always.
Yeah, supposedly.
What?
Let's see.
All right.
Let me look at that.
Grace.
Time
That's
to
wild.
check how many feats Brad added.
Right. Yeah.
He has 5 immunities from nature's. I don't know what the nature's word.
Nature's Ward. Oh, that's a Circle of the Land thing. He's immune to disease, poison,
Jesus,
poison condition, charmed, and frightened.
Jesus
Jeez.
Christ.
A,
What's his
a
AC right
mental
now?
marvel, truly.
25.
Man, he really is Paylor, isn't he? This is
Yeah.
The only thing he's bad at
Channeling
is
that
like
sun
stealth.
god energy. Yeah, can't stealth. He has pretty shitty strength too, so any physical attacks are pretty bad. He has a -2 strength,
Jesus Christ.
so he is a healer caster through and through. That's for sure.
Don't fight Eric. Don't fight him.
Yeah, don't go up against him. That's a mistake. All right, you have woken up. Brackle, you have just, within the last hour and a half or so, had your run-in with your old mentor. What you believe to be a run-in with your old mentor. And everyone is awake. We'll say that for ease of continuity, Gavorish and Peepup are awake as well. And Hargrave is getting the elephants ready out in the kind of loop area. What are you guys doing? First thing in the morning. We'll call it 7 a.m.
Leaving.
Yeah.
I was gonna say eating, and then I realized I don't eat.
Yeah.
Fake eating.
Yeah.
Herzog, we did talk about it the morning a little bit. Herzog was making breakfast of some sort.
And,
Oh yeah.
How it doesn't time changes inside my little workshop a little bit, right? Or do I keep thinking that's true, but it's not true? I know the
I
item it was
think
based on does a little bit, but
I think
don't remember.
we stipulated that it did. I can't remember if we said that it stopped inside or just slowed down.
Can Vern get up an hour earlier? And since I turned the page on my spiral, and I don't want to forget Peepup's little talking device, and I just want to hear him talk. Like I want him to have a voice. Can I try to like manufacture an arcane little funnel thing so we can complete
Yeah.
the Peepup gets his voice back side quest?
Yeah, let's try that. We'll see if we can complete the side quest in an hour.
Yeah.
Explain what you want it to look like and how you want to implant it into Peepup's body.
Sure. Let's see. So I want it to be a little like collar that he wears around his neck, and
Okay.
it's gonna have a little like I think I said like a phonograph kind of thing, which would make it very hard
Like
for him to never look down in the future. But
like
we
Doug
can
from
say it. Yeah,
it's
we
just
we can
like
say it collapses though and becomes like a little tie, and then it can like pop up like this.
okay.
So
Okay.
he can look formal and when he wants to. Now as far as how it works,
Yeah, that's the
so
big thing. I love the tie
so
aesthetic.
it will. I don't really want to jab anything into his neck. I mean,
Yeah,
but
probably
but
not.
but I feel like I will somehow put little electrical receptors, since lightning is my specialty, and whatever little muscle charges his brain tries to use to quiver his vocal cords, it will receive that and amplify it as a voice that we can understand.
Okay. Yeah, so you enter your workshop.
Hmm.
Again, this is a workshop that's stocked with any type of material you could want. What are you reaching for to try and fashion this tie amplification device?
So the collar will make sure it's comfortable, but
Of
still
course.
sturdy because it needs to like be perfectly positioned and not move around a lot. So some leather for the interior, uh, and then just iron outside of that, but like thin iron, and then
Okay.
the funnel will be multiple plates, so that way it can like collapse sort of easily. It's sort of like Vern is thinking about how Zapdos operates and how like the metal kind of
Okay.
like moves and stuff. And I know he can't quite create something to that technical level, but he just needs this to be able to sort of like as like this to speak, and then can go down again.
Okay. So
Um,
this process is going to require several checks in a row.
all right, I'm
Um,
feeling lucky tonight. So
if if you want to commit extra time to just sit with Zapdos and watch how his body expands and contracts, you can have advantage on a roll of your choice, and you can pick before you roll that roll.
happily, well, Zapdos will be with me inside my workshop. So as I'm
Okay.
manufacturing it, I will have him sort of demonstrate things since we have a nice
Okay.
little bond.
So along the way, you have advantage on a roll of your choice. It has to you have to call it before you roll,
Sure.
but it's there as a lifeline if you need it when you come up against something that you don't feel as confident on. First and foremost, I'd love just a straight intelligence check using your tools. That'll uh, intelligence plus your proficiency bonus
Okay.
to get started to gather your supplies.
Okay. Right. Um, just because it's the exact same, it's a +8. I'm just gonna roll an Arcana check because that's what it's +8. Is that okay? Do you get what I'm saying, Carlos?
Yep.
Are you there? Okay. Oh god, there. Okay. All right.
Like, yeah, that's fine.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah. So you rifle around the workshop and you pretty handily find everything that you need. It is fairly easy. Everything seems to kind of magically shift around inside based on what you're thinking of making. So things that are more pertinent to your current exploits kind of shift forward on shelves, or they find themselves on the top of piles of things, so everything is more readily available for you, easy to find. So you gather things quite easily. You have the leather straps, maybe even some soft cloth to put underneath that for his neck, and little slats of metal that can make it very flexible for him, especially because it's something that he'll be wearing around his throat. I need 2 medicine checks from you, first of which uh, is going to be retroactive. So you kind of like recalling information about the size of his actual neck and how it will fit around. The second medicine check is going to be placing things on the band to line up with where you think internally his vocal cords would be.
Can I can I bring Peep up into my workshop since I can speak Goblin? Can I explain what I want to do and see if he's on
Uh,
board? Get more use out of my Goblin talking ability.
sure, yeah. Uh, unless it explicitly says only you can enter it. I can't remember if it says that or not. But if it doesn't, absolutely.
Um, I'll check.
I should just have all of your character sheets up all the time. I don't know why I stopped doing that.
It's a lot of tabs.
It's so many tabs. It's so many tabs.
So
I
much.
usually have it on a window behind my active windows.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
'Cause,
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
do
you
that.
pull it up like once or twice a session, right? But I don't think it being
Yeah,
in your way the whole time is worth
I
it.
don't, I don't
I
see it
agree.
on my D&D Beyond unless I'm.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't have it here, but it would be on in roll 20, right?
now it's making me second guess if I ever made it at all. Did I make this item,
I thought
or
you
have
put a
we just been?
picture up
Oh,
of it, maybe.
Maybe I put a picture of it up. That doesn't mean that I made it
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
But I'll tell you what you
In
do
that
have.
case-
You have Urzak's Sending Stone.
I do. What even is
Uh,
that? I don't even remember.
I'm sure I had a Sending Stone and you had one for like 10 minutes at one point before it went to Teth and Dez.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my best guess.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I have no idea.
I have nothing in my creations with the name workshop in it, so I'm gonna have to make that item. Yes, you. For now, you keep up in there. I don't have any problem with that.
Excellent. By having
That
him in
will
there, can I
involve
now
you
score
chain.
a what? Sorry.
That'll involve you unchaining him from the window. So
Yeah, that's fine.
get ready to convince the party that you're gonna take a
Well,
prisoner into the workshop.
They're still asleep. Remember, I said Vern got up a little earlier, so
Oh, that's true. That's true.
they're gonna wake up and find people chained to the window, but he'll have a big old thing on his neck and a fashionable metal tie.
At the very least, the last watch will watch you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your next course of action then?
Well, my next course of action is I'm trying to see if are these the last two checks? These two medicine checks? You said three
Yes,
total, right?
they'll
Okay.
be at advantage. The first one will be at advantage if you have Peep Up with you. So, are you
Okay.
bringing him in with you?
I am, and you said before I could have advantage on one of them.
That's correct.
So can I get advantage on both my medicine checks now?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I don't get any bonuses on them. So, all right, medicine. Here we go. Number 1. All right, that was a 5, so that is bad. Second roll is it's an 11.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to roll pretty well on the second check.
Okay. That's all right. Here we go. All right. If I get a 1, do I kill Peep Up? I'm gonna feel really, really bad. Let's just hope I don't get a 1.
Don't kill him,
Okay,
but he
that was
definitely
a
will never
6.
talk again.
Yeah. All right, this last roll counts. Let's see. Ah, fuck.
That's a lot of fives.
Yeah, just
That's really bad.
I'm really imagining
really
this
bad.
like the side quest tracker going like, do this objective, and it's like failed, and then like a different objective pops up now.
I was gonna say I almost feel like those medicine checks are like it's the equivalent of like you have an idea, then you like start to do it, and then it doesn't work, and then you scrap it, and then you try it again, you do a little bit better, but it's still not what you want, so you scrap it, and then you try it again, and it's worse that time, and then you scrap it, and then you try it the last time, and you're like, this is the worst I've done of all 4, and then you throw it in the trash.
Can I try to reconfigure something? For one more
Yep.
medicine check. Now we'll have the electrical charges, but it will be a single wire and one AirPod looking thing. So one person can hear Peep Up talk if they pop in the AirPod.
Okay. I
And
will
when
give
he's
you.
not doing it, it retracts and it becomes like a little bolo tie hanging out his neck. The wired, yeah.
Okay. I will give you one more medicine check without advantage.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
figured that.
rolling straight.
All right, come on. No, it's not as bad, but it's still really bad.
It's twice your previous
All
check.
All right. So you attempt your first idea, and you try and you're kind of just like without him getting uncomfortable. You're trying to just like feel his neck and try and figure out where everything is, and you just can't place it well enough to be confident putting something with a charge on his neck. It just isn't in the cards. You don't want to hurt him further. So with an 11 and a 6, the necktie idea is just a little bit too risky in your opinion. However, with a 12, your second idea of making kind of a retractable earbud linked to his voice box is something that you feel you could do, if you had another artificer's help. You feel like this is a good direction to go, and you can start the beginnings of the setting for the cable. Maybe you put in the retractable kind of pulley system to put the wire in and out, and you kind of fit that to his neck, but it is not usable yet with a 12. But with somebody with more technical ability working together, you feel like it could turn into something in the future.
Okay. I'm satisfied with those results, I guess, all things considered. So
Cool.
I will
Go
I'll
ahead.
return
And
back
exit your...
to the gang. Yeah.
Great. Everyone else, you awake. Brackle, you are no longer blind. Enough to see Peepup has a bolo tie on now. Reason. Who knows where that came from? Looks
Looking
good.
after.
Looking good, Peepup.
It works with his hat, with his little wide brimmed hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's Urzak doing? What are you cooking for everybody, Urzak?
Raw elephant.
Not
Yeah.
bagels.
Fresh
Elephant?
Whoa.
trunk.
Sashimi.
We're walking through the wilds, baby.
I don't know. Nothing fantastic. Probably something that people are pretty fucking sick and tired of having for breakfast, but Herzog's an old man. And he's
He doesn't care.
He's stuck in his ways.
Does he have a? Does Urzak carry like a sourdough starter with him that he's been using for like 100 years?
Yes.
Just keeps it going.
Yeah. It's in his
Keep
pack,
it.
just breaks off a little piece. Yeah.
I wish Urzak was that creative with food, but I imagine it's like, man, I imagine he probably carries like a bag of rice and like dried meat. And it's like the same shit. It's probably like horse. It's like stringy and like tough, and he likes it because it gets his jaw moving in the morning and like helps build his jaw muscles.
Got a sack of oats.
Yep.
Doesn't even cook them, just eats them.
Got
You've
those
just been
raw
training your
steel
jaw.
cuts, baby.
It's just like you have two jaw breakers in your cheeks because you've been training your jaw muscles so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dragon jaw, man. Man, listen, he punches a lot, but wait for the day that Urzak goes to bite someone. You're in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Just bite through your teeth.
Yeah. Have any of you seen? I'm deviating just slightly, but have any of you seen that Netflix series "Delicious in Dungeon"? That anime.
I keep seeing it. I have not watched it.
It's
I haven't
pretty
watched it.
pretty charming, but I think that'd be a cool direction for a character. Just finding weird ways to like fix up the creatures we find out here as like delicious gourmet meals.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't know if you
who's-
played with us when
be
we
into
did
that.
Lamppocht or not.
Yeah, he was a cook.
Mm-mm.
That was one of Brad's characters.
Oh,
It's like I had this idea for this character, and then like the last minute, he's like, I take this one feat, and now it's changed everything about him. Everything Lamppocht does is about cooking food and cooking food only. But he was like this like mighty like
That
dwarf
was
dwarf fighter guy. His like master like, oh, by the way, he has this exuberant hobby of cooking food for everyone.
Yeah.
well, that's cool.
Like he would sit back and just cook stuff. That was funny. That was also the game where my character became possessed and killed everybody else.
Oh, fun.
I really enjoyed that.
Poor guy. Poor guys. Poor everybody. What a horrible way to go out.
I would love to play the character again. That was a lot of fun.
Me too.
I had fun.
Retconning the whole
Like-
possession, of course.
Right.
I had fun playing the game and everybody losing.
You see, that's
Yeah,
the difference between me and
those
you.
are the
When
types
that-
of
when that-
games.
when that happened with me, I was not fun.
I don't know. I like there being larger stakes when I guess when I DM.
Yeah.
But there's room for everything. Obviously, if
say
it's a
that
long-term
now.
campaign, but obviously I wouldn't want
4 sessions
be
in the
killing
future
people all
when
the time.
all of you are dying.
At the prison.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
a
hate
long-term
this.
campaign, I'm not going to make it that way, obviously, but shorter ones, yeah. Let's get a
Yeah.
little more risky.
I agree. You can get a little bit more dicey.
Yeah, I wouldn't want, like, obviously, if it's something that somebody put a lot of time into creating a backstory and really loving the character, then it'd have to be really, 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 really dire situation for them not to be able to get it.
Yeah, we had that conversation in the campaign I'm DMing right now, and we've talked about it since then. But I think I put the fear of God in them. They're playing level 1 characters right now.
Oh yeah. We talked about that for like an hour.
They took like the one guy took like 2 points of damage, and was like, "I'm gonna spend my turn taking the dodge action. Next turn, I'm gonna eat a good berry, and then take the dodge action." Just like, I'm not trying to kill you guys. It just could happen.
Called the dice.
We let him know about the Manicore King, though, Marlos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the party in so much trouble and then only stay for 1 session and quit the campaign.
But you know what? That was such a memorable encounter.
It was a fun escape kind of adventure after that.
I just realized who Hargrave reminded me of.
Hargrave.
From a distance, Hargrave, the picture kind of had like a silhouette of like Wraith.
Yeah.
I never looked super close at Wraith. He's shit everywhere. Isn't Hargreaves another character for something?
What's that?
Oh yeah. Yep. From the
I
Umbrella
took a lot of
Academy.
these names from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of names that pop up in this game are just like I'll be watching something or listening to something, and the name will just pop up, and I'll write it down. I have a giant list of names that I just pull from
Love it.
whenever I make somebody new. Great. Teth, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can see that.
Teth is, as I'm assuming everybody's just kind of getting up, right? And just kind of doing their quick morning routine before we head out. Teth is sitting on the ground, and he is. We had determined, I think, the end of last session where everybody kind of started doing a little bit of stuff. It's like Teth never gets up first. He like waits until somebody else gets up. He doesn't want to be like awkward that the person away first. He is sitting down, and he is kind of rolling around in his hands the magic snow globe that was given to him. He's just kind of shaking it and kind of staring into it and just kind of focusing on it, just kind of spending a little bit of time with it. And he's kind of going kind of back and forth between that, and then mentally he's going back and forth between that and his the orb that's sitting in his chest. But nothing too major. He's just kind of spending a little time with that while everybody's getting up and getting ready, like a meditation of sorts.
Yeah, sure. Freckle, let's check in with you. What are you doing with your morning routine before you all head south?
I think I'm pretty sure I've just been up because I was the last watch.
Correct.
I'm definitely just thinking about getting blinded and
Yeah.
how that person was able to speak in my head, and like going through like, all right, so they have to be within this far of distance to this spell, or if they were sending this message, they could be from pretty much anywhere. Did it feel like it was a spell? Did it feel like it was celestial or something extra planar? Or
I'd let you
potentially,
make an Arcana check to get yourself in the right direction there.
I sure will try. What's my Arcana? Not terrible. I did my March Madness bracket just by rolling a d20.
Nice.
It's not going horribly, but
You have Kentucky winning?
no, Kentucky went. It's terrible. 6. I'm gonna
six,
use. Wait, because what's inspiration's what, a d6 or d8?
Mm,
Talking about your inspiration?
Like I have like 2 inspiration die things.
inspiration gives you advantage.
Oh, advantage. I will use my inspiration. That's much better. It is a natural 20 plus 4.
Hey, with a 24, you could definitely tell that it is not divine magic. It is certainly an arcane intrusion into your mind. It is a mental divination spell. You're almost certain. Um, I don't know if you have ever cast the spell yourself, but you've had it cast on you before. Maybe not in this campaign, but canonically you would have had as like uh, service members and first responders and stuff. They have to be tased and maced and stuff to like know what they're up against. The same general principle you have been scryed upon before in any possible iteration of that, just so you have the feeling of what it feels like, and that is what it is.
So I felt like it was from a distance, not a proximity spell, essentially.
You would have the idea that it is from a distance, yes.
So that creates another big question, which would have been, how did I get poisoned? You can leave that to another roll another time if you'd like.
I would allow survival or medicine at disadvantage.
Survival. They're both +3. Okay. Disadvantage. Oh. Natural 1. A 7 and a natural 1.
So. With a natural 1, you actually get the feeling that you can't shake the idea that something happened when you went through the portal.
Okay.
You went through and you came back. That it just sticks in your mind that something happened there. That's the only point where you weren't with the party, and like you were with Eric, but it like the travel itself felt very isolated. So it's the only time that any type of being would have had you alone to do something to you physically, and that sticks with you.
That pool water must be really nasty. Sick.
Yeah, somebody pooped in it.
You got
poop.
Diddled by a fountain.
Yeah.
The air elemental. It touched
E. coli.
Got poop eyes. Okay, yeah, so I'm just like, I'm a real idiot about the poison.
Yeah.
Focus too much on where the
total wrong direction. But it's steadfast or almost like a paranoia now.
Right. I'm not going back.
All right. You continue with your morning routines. You get through those. You eat a hearty breakfast. Those of you that need to eat a hearty breakfast, And as you make your way out to the elephants, they are incredibly unsettled. And you find Hargrave trying to calm all three of them down. Or all two of them. Calm both of them down. The third one just in the Lakitu bubble from Mario Kart, just holding, waiting to re-enter the campaign. Yeah, the elephants are both very restless.
Urzok's also restless, so he throws his shit on the elephant and hops on.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I'm reviewing my spells because I realized that I need to add one more spell to my spell list because I took something off. Do the elephants look restless as in Jesus Christ, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this well. Do they look restless as in they're or like do they look scared of something or do they just look like they are just uncomfortable or like need to eat or need water?
Roll for animal handling.
Fuck.
But Urzok didn't even know.
Well, actually, I lied. I got a +2. That's not too shabby.
Not nothing.
It's not nothing, but it isn't gonna help when I roll a 4.
It's true.
It's not bad.
14. You've had enough experience with mounts and animals over the years. You could tell that it's just been a while since they've eaten. Elephants are large creatures and they need to eat consistently, and they didn't overnight. So they are not happy about that.
I think they need to eat probably before we head off.
I thought we got rations for them. I thought
we did have X amount of food that we purchased for them. I don't remember
10 days worth. I thought
it was a good bit because I think the idea was that we wanted to have enough to like the trip and back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and those were just basically like bundles of or like sacks of like oats or bundles of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's any flora around that they could eat?
Oh, they're the trees within the canyon here, and then as you saw on your way in, there were some kind of like vinish, leafy plants growing outside of this general area, kind of in that spiral corridor that you were walking through.
Eat the trees, idiots!
So you could certainly gather those, yeah. They don't reply to you at all. They're just kind of huffing and walking back and forth.
I'm assuming the bigger issue is going to be water, right?
The bigger issue is likely water. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't bring them any water from the pool. That pool is nasty.
So you could just give the food to them, and that would be fine. But they are also thirsty. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm to look at Eric's character sheet.
Yeah. Well, so here's the problem.
Do I have to be attuned to it? Never mind.
I have spells, but I'd like to pick a spell that was something I would have picked before I knew we needed to drink water.
I'd have to unattune and attune to something that I can create and destroy water, but that doesn't seem really of the spirit of the game.
I did have a 3rd level spell created or prepared for it prior to changing anything, and I still have it. Wasn't there like barrels or like crates over there, or like pots?
Yeah, there's at least crates.
I have create water, food, and water.
Okay.
But
Eric also has create and destroy water.
I have create. Yeah. So I have create food and water. If he has create and destroy water, I think the create water would be.
10 gallons of water per one level.
The guys, good night.
All right. So Teth,
No, you're
you
going
create
that
the
way.
water, and Eric destroys it.
Okay.
You
Right.
destroy.
And can you say into the microphone, good night, guys?
Guys,
Good
Yeah,
night.
sure.
Say have fun playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I need to Justin Adams.
Good job.
Look, it's Papa.
Go with- Give me a hug, baby.
Double Papa.
Dude, honestly, I think I need to probably use create food and water because I don't have.
I like that you have it and you don't eat food or water.
Well, I specifically prepared it because of elephants when we left.
Papa,
Oh, Papa's gonna stay in here, okay?
Papa, tell you to name it.
One more thing.
Do you want me to carry you to your room? Okay. Listen,
Man, listen to this. Goodberry
once we
Goodberry
get to your room,
very specifically
I'm coming
stipulates
back in. Okay.
provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature
Okay.
for 1 day.
Oh,
say-
shit.
It doesn't say a person
That's a hack.
or an
go
elephant
here.
or
Because
T-Rex.
a beast is a creature.
They're all creatures.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I would
Fun.
argue that would probably only work for food, but it is worded weird.
It's nourishment.
It's nourishment.
It is nourishment. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna cast it.
Just give him one little small berry. It's enough.
Oh, Barlos isn't here.
It's a magic
Uh,
berry. It's going to work.
Yeah,
I feel like Archer
so-
could really be like a child voice actor.
So the third level spell, create food and water, creates a fuck ton of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within range. But it says specifically that, like, okay, it can sustain up to 15 humans or 5 steeds. And I'm like, 5 steeds is probably like these 2 elephants, honestly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and it says for 24 hours. And Teth did prepare the spell when we left, specifically because of the elephants. I don't even actually, you know why that makes sense? Because I don't think I actually have a create water spell. I can purify water, but maybe it's a druid thing then, the create water thing.
Wouldn't Hargrave have had some sort of plan for keeping us hydrated? I mean, don't they know this route between Kazul
Hargrave?
and
I mean, we have plenty of water, but the difference is the elephants, right?
right?
Also have been my assumption, Trent, but
Mhm.
okay.
It's a poorly planned out trip.
Well, it's really
Sure.
it's just me wanting to not spend a third little spell slot, but that's fine. That's really all it is.
I say push him to the limit.
Push them to the limit.
All right, I was distracted, but not
Um,
so much so that I didn't hear you guys plotting good berries for these elephants.
Yeah. So now that's a great question. And then when you shoot it down, Carlos, or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be like, you know what? That's a great idea. We're just gonna juice up these elephants with good berries.
Mhm.
Actually, the only thing. Go ahead.
I am going to look it up and read the spell description. I think it's really short, right? It's very simple.
Yep.
Okay. Eating a berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. Yeah, I mean they're magical berries. It's not like you're eating a blueberry and expecting to. I would allow that. If you want to burn a spell slot to cast Goodberry, yeah, I would allow that. That's fine.
Here's the bigger problem. None of us here, I think, can cast Goodberry.
Eric.
Yeah, also that.
Eric can. Eric can. But don't want to kind of use his spells thing.
Maybe that's just a stipulation of missing a session. You burn spell slots every session you miss.
You two spell slots per session.
Eric, Brad, when you listen back on this, I'm using a spell slot to cast Goodberry on Eric's behalf.
Nice.
Which actually, because of how Eric casts it, it restores 4 hit points for all of you, not just 1.
There's some thick berries.
You.
Yeah,
Actually, well, let's be
big
honest.
old
If Brad was
juicy
here,
boys.
Brad was here, he would probably waste like a 5th level spell slot on this. So
You get
I
thicker berries
cast-
if it's a higher level.
No, it's not. It's not an upcast. It's something to do with he's a life cleric, so it just maximizes.
Yeah. It adds to healing.
I can't remember what the actual. I can't remember the actual stipulation, but it's not the spell. It's the character build. Yeah.
Oh. So I guess
Yeah. Great.
the question is will that work for water?
It says that it provides nourishment for an entire day.
Okay.
I would say yes. I would
Cool.
think that verbiage means it's all encompassing.
Well, hopefully the elephants like berries.
Yeah, they'll munch on their berries and they immediately calm down. They are sustained.
I found the spell that Brad would use. He has control water prepared at 4th level.
They just fountain
And,
them.
he would fountain the water from all the way up top.
Get that good
That's true.
sun god water.
Just an airstream of Paylor's water.
It's Dookie Pool water.
That's true. You almost
Yeah,
lost your sight.
That water poisons Brackle.
Blinded me.
Blinded.
Great. Yeah, you mount up. You get the prisoners back up on the elephants' backs and locked in, and you start journeying back out this channel. You get to the mouth of the cave, and the wind has noticeably picked up from yesterday when you were last outside of this spiral in the desert. It's a little bit cooler than it was yesterday, and it seems to be not as bright. It doesn't make any sense that the sun would be less bright in general. More like just like a slight cloud cover or a smog of sorts. So it just seems a bit more diminutive as far as dynamic lighting goes outside. But you're back out in the wilds.
Are the beings on the horizon still?
Oh, they sure are.
Yeah.
So creepy.
I just want to say that's like the most ominous thing so far in this campaign. I think just the idea of these like giants like walking in the distance, so chilling.
But we like can't
They're
see them
still
from anywhere
there.
else in the
Right.
continent.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky. Let's head
to
the
pick you
prison.
all back up to speed. You did notice before heading into Paylor's domain in there that there was a storm brewing to the south, which is the direction in which you're headed. That storm is still looking pretty nasty. It looks like a full-blown sandstorm at this point, because it is brighter outside and you have more broad field of vision. Does not look fun to go through, but that is where you're headed.
Well, I guess maybe Urzak might be the best person for this, but I guess Teth would kind of gesture towards the storm to the, you said it was to the south, right?
Yep.
He would, gesture towards the storm to the south and just say, are these typically things that you traverse through or bunker down?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this phenomena is pretty exclusive to the wilds, as opposed to the desert.
Yeah, this definitely is not a common occurrence in the desert. Every once in a while, you'll get a sandstorm but they come and go pretty quickly. In the wilds, where the weather is much more like a sentient being, they're far more common and far less predictable. So it could last for the next 3 days, or it could be done in a couple minutes.
I've never been this deep in the wilds before. But we do have a druid in our midst that can predict weather. So maybe he's the one to ask.
Who would have thought that Eric would do so much tonight?
He seems to be very quiet.
Already. Yeah.
Just imagine that he has like food poisoning. He's just like completely out of commission.
He's just shitting himself on the back of an elephant.
He can still predict weather, though.
Eric, you're sitting on the back of the elephant. You're not. He just has to keep creating water.
Would look towards Eric.
Uh-huh.
Eric's just gonna like lick his finger and stick it in the air and just be like, "Yeah, we're good."
Eric, predict the weather.
So he usually casts
Druidcraft is what he used before.
Druidcraft, which is what he does. So he will cast Druidcraft. He'll cast Druidcraft. He will predict the weather at your location for the next 24 hours. He would be able to predict to his knowledge accurately that it likely will still be storming in 24 hours, but it may not be exactly in the same spot. It seems to be a moving sandstorm. So it could be Faye, you could be right in the middle of it where you are.
How fast are these winds?
You're too far away to tell for sure.
Okay.
But sand is like up in the air, so the wind is strong enough to upend things.
Right. Can I send Zapdos? I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but just send Zapdos up and see if he can figure out how far up we have to be to float over top the sandstorm, maybe?
Hmm.
Never mind.
Zapdos make have Zapdos make a nature check, please.
I want flying elephants so bad.
If you can make it happen, I would love to have your elephants fly. That'd be great.
Question.
Yeah.
If a mount is strong enough to carry you with a walking speed and you magically give it a flying speed, why wouldn't it be able to carry you in the air?
I would still allow that.
That being said,
like Aarakocra can carry up to one medium or small creature while they're flying.
That being said,
there's no reason why an elephant wouldn't be able to.
Urzak doesn't know fly, but
but if he did, if you dig around in the wilds and find a scroll of fly buried somewhere.
Listen, just leave the elephants. Windwalk, problem solved.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Okay, we'll take everybody with us. We don't know where the elephants are going to go because they're going to be wind.
Good luck.
Somebody is going to get a big surprise when there's an elephant that just shows up 8 hours later.
Right.
What the fuck? I don't have anything that could help.
I have a general idea on what to do with these elephants while we go through the storm, but it's very generic and.
We can make like sand goggles.
Yeah, so for the sandstorms, the main thing is especially if you're going through it, which you don't typically do, but D&D, fuck it.
Hmm.
Uh, with mounts, like, or in this case, my reference is vehicles. The big concern is getting separated, right? So it's
Mhm.
like I'm thinking with the elephants, we can just have some sort of like rope or chain type system, kind of keeping them within a certain distance of each other.
Hmm.
Um, something to akin to that. If we can't find any, there's no other like we exhaust other options. It's another. That's a very generic like idea that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah. Let's rope them up and.
I don't know if you ever answered Trent's question about the Zapdos looking at the
Zapdos.
storm.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I didn't see the roll come in. With a 17.
I don't know what his perception.
Do you also
is.
have a +0 for nature?
Oh, I have +3 for nature.
For Zapdos?
For Zap, I can see Zapdos.
It would just be his. He should be in your. I can't remember what it's called right now. In your extras,
Oh, I'm sorry.
he should be listed as a
There he
pet.
is. Yeah, look at him. He's a celestial. Oh,
He is celestial. Yeah.
yeah, I learned something new right now. Okay, cool. All right, so perception.
Oh. It'd be nature.
It would be nature.
So +1.
Oh,
It's +1 either way. Perception or nature.
okay. How am I supposed to see nature on here? Where's nature?
If
Not on
it's
there,
not
it's
specifically,
intelligence.
I mean intelligence.
yeah,
Okay,
just
yeah, yeah,
intelligence.
okay.
Both intelligence and wisdom are both +1. With a 12, he's not completely in the dark. He is used to flying through a bunch of different types of weather. I mean, he was flying alongside a giant acidic dragon for a while, so he's definitely used to adverse conditions. He would be able to glean with a 12 accurately. You would need to be close to 80 to 100 feet in the air to fly over it.
Hmm. All right. Guys,
How long you have to fly that far, he doesn't know.
Okay. Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to go through this thing head on.
Can I partake in a nature check as well? Just like if there's anything other than tying ourselves to each other that we would do to traverse sandstorms in the desert.
Yeah, go ahead with a nature check.
19.
Nice.
With a 19, with your expertise, you would know that the greatest danger within a sandstorm, as Billy pointed out, is protecting your eyes. So visibility is a big thing to consider. Getting lost or getting separated from each other is a big thing to consider. One thing that you have noticed as you've traversed through the wilds is the ground is not necessarily all just sand. It's a lot of rock and small rock formations. So a big thing that you would understand that has been maybe the only constant this entire time is that there are always going to be things to hold on to that are very unique. Nothing ever seems to be in a pattern. So as long as you would assume that if you can find a way to accurately mark where specific rocks are within the sandstorm, as long as you remember what those markings are, you can kind of make a path through that everybody could find. So even if you got separated, as long as you can find your way back to your marked kind of central path, that will make your travel much easier. It's not like a desert where if you get lost, everything is just a flat hellscape. Or you could wind walk over it.
I don't have anything good as markers.
I don't either. I'm very not helpful in this situation. Wait a second. Nope, that's not helpful. It's not far.
I just found something that I made a long time ago that I thought I deleted on accident, and I didn't. I'm going to shift you to a new map in just a second.
No,
Gosh, I'm so happy to see this.
What I'm gonna do?
I have 9 steaks.
I'm gonna create. What I'm gonna do? Big brain idea. I'm gonna use create food. And I'm gonna make 45 pounds of bamboo sticks. We're gonna make a
Nice.
fucking bamboo shield.
That's Club Bamboo.
There we go.
That's smart thinking.
So directionality is one thing. The other problem that I picked up from that is not only our eyes, but the elephant's eyes. The elephants have to see where they're going as well.
Yep.
So
spells.
How tough would it be for Vern to pop out his mechanical eye and make a bunch of mechanical eyes for the party? Can I duplicate that technology very effectively?
Are you insinuating that
your eyes out?
You're getting?
We all just have Eldritch Blast eyes, including the elephants.
I was thinking that I just do Mage Hand in front of me, and it's like translucent, and just keep casting the cantrip, and then the sand will get my eyes.
That's pretty clever.
With a high enough Arcana check, I would allow you to do that and have it be sustainable. That's a really good idea.
That's good.
I was gonna say
7.
Even if we need something to do makeshift for, I don't know, Teth wouldn't know exactly what it would be, but like there was a bunch of tarps in that area we were just at, right? So if we had to make something for the elephants or for us, like as far as cloth goes, right? Big amounts of cloth to, it would be the equivalent of like a baklava for us, but as far as our eyes go, you can't really. Pretty hard to keep your eyes covered unless you literally. I mean, we had ballistic goggles, so unless we have goggles, you got a bunch of like cyberpunk goggles, Vern.
I gotta say, Vern making goggles for us is one thing, but what the fuck are we gonna do with the elephants?
You just make elephant goggles. Just big goggles.
I will say, I will allow you guys to let Hargrave deal with the elephants. She has her own goggles that she uses when she's walking across the desert, which she will deploy once you get there, that are protective for her. So she will be able to shield the elephant's eyes. I'm not going to make you guys devise a plan to protect the elephants. The prisoners, I'm going to make you guys figure something out for them. But Hargrave will have the elephants.
and I take his big hat and I go, poof, and I pull it down a little bit so it
Peep
covers
up.
his eyes.
Just keep your eyes closed, people.
Yeah, and I give him a friendly pat on the shoulder, like we got him.
I do have a
Perfect.
blanket that I could just put around Gorvesh's head or like eyes.
Sorry, I'm just imagining him being really pissed off about that.
I mean, do you want to be blind or do you want to?
Hey guys, hear me out.
Yeah, right. It's up
Hear
to
me out.
you.
Okay, so Eric
Yeah.
can wild shape
Eric has all the answers.
into like a giant owl or something, and then we tie something to his foot and set him up in the air. And then all
I
I
mean,
have to
you
do
might have to go miles and miles and miles in the air to go above a sandstorm potential.
No, we didn't. I mean,
No, it was
he said it was
80 to
80,
100 feet.
800 feet. Yeah,
At about 8,200 feet. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
we have
Not
that much
terrible.
rope,
Mhm.
so tie a section of rope to his foot and have him just like be like floating above us, go in that direction, and just keep it taut, keep it straight, and let him guide us through.
I was gonna say I can do that. Just do that with Ion.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking robot. He's got glass eyes. Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
that would work for me.
if you want me to, I can just do that with Ion. I'm assuming it's kind of like almost like a tether, so it's like
Yeah,
okay, this is up here, and then this is just kind of guiding it in case like something is like nope, get back over here.
It would keep us straight.
Yeah.
It doesn't do a whole lot for us if we run into something inside the storm, but
No.
it's a start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. What is that? What does all of that look like as you're doing it?
Well, first things first. We're all assuming we have rope. I don't know if I actually have rope, just as a FYI.
I do have rope.
I did have.
Blanket, incense. Oh, I do have a rope. I have 150 footer. Okay. So at the very least, we would need 250 footers. Those are going together, and then basically getting hooked on to. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how that's gonna. He said about 80 to 100 feet above to go over it.
Yep.
So I would say that would get attached over the torso of Ion, basically in like center of mass, right, for his body. And then that would basically go to whoever's in the front, whether it's God, was it Simon or Garfunkel, or Simon and Garfunkel, or Bagel, or whatever the fuck else we named her.
What kind of vision do you have, Trent, with the eye?
Hey, you got special vision?
Do you have true sight?
He does not have any special vision. No.
No.
He can get special vision with a specific gemstone, but not innately.
Right.
I have true sight.
Can I see with it though? Like without getting sand?
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
can see normally. It operates as normal. I would say
no.
that your left eye is protected. Yes.
Okay.
Your right eye is not.
I'll just wrap up my head then and cover my one eye.
I have
Oh, yeah, perfect.
I
was
have
gonna
10 feet of blind sight, which doesn't do a whole lot for us here, but
I was gonna say actually, are you getting along the lines of like maybe have somebody who has access to true sight like up on top?
not even
should
that.
it-
Whoever has the best sense should be in front of the elephants.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Well, it's probably not gonna be me, but can I kind of do sort of what Brackle did and try an Arcana check to see if I can? Because I have Gust. Couldn't I create like a little sphere of wind around my head, like keeping the other, like diverting the sand around my field of vision?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a cantrip.
You're just. I don't remember who sharing a thing with you, an elephant with you. I think it was Brackle, maybe. Or no, it was Urzok.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine you're like diverting all this dirt and dust around you, and it's just hitting
Just
Urzok even
throwing
more.
it back into.
Just like
Honestly, my plan for Urzok is just to tie a blindfold around my eyes and rely on blind sight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that was what I was gonna get at next. If somebody would prefer to be up on top with Ion, Teth has Glass Eye. But I don't know if there'd be any benefit one way or the other. I can telepathically communicate with Ion.
Oh,
So
that's probably a good idea. Something
you know what
goes
I mean?
wrong. Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be better for somebody else to be up there as opposed to Teth, or if you know what I mean.
No, I think the communication's a big boon.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone else should be up there.
I'll keep
Yeah.
the
Because
I'll
I
keep the
can understand
prisoners.
common, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'll double check. Understands. Yeah, understands but can't speak. But he can telepathically talk to me.
Okay.
But he can understand your guys' commands or somebody's on top of them.
So, yeah, unless Brackle's burning a spell slot for True Sight.
He's his mage hand business.
I think. I guess 10 feet is the best vision we have in a sandstorm.
Yeah.
So Urzok should be on the elephant in the front.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, too, if at some point it's going to be blinding, anyways, right? So it's like, if you have blind sight of any kind, you're going to be able to see the best, unless you have like true sight, right? So
yeah,
Which
yeah. Who wants to go right eye on?
I don't have true sight equipped, actually, so I'm useless.
Oh wait! Is this gonna affect? Oh no, this just affects me. Because I have investiture of wind, but that only is gonna make me be able to fly, even though it's like a 15-foot range around me of like swirling wind. Could everyone walk with me inside my little wind bubble? Well, it only lasts for 10
Interesting.
minutes.
I'd have to read that because I don't know how they are affected by that wind too. I don't know if they get blown around. 'Cause usually spells like that don't
Oh yeah,
discern
it
friend
pushes
from.
everybody. Yeah, you're right. It just says a creature, so they'd be pushed out of the cube.
Yeah.
I would be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't help anything.
Get
All right.
out of here.
An objective obstacle for everybody. Stay away from Vern. It's pushing us out onto our faces into the sand.
All right, I think we have a pretty good plan. So, Urzok is first, right?
Yep. We'll start the line of the elephant.
Are the elephants coming with us? I thought Hargrave was doing something with them.
Well, we're riding them still, right?
Oh, okay.
She's
Hargrave
just making sure that they're taken care of.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about
their eyes.
The elephant's eyes. Hargrave will be positioned on Apollo, who's her mount, and she will be kind of like to the left in front of the elephants. So she's going to be moving alongside of all of you as you go. She's going to defer to you guys for decisions as far as travel goes because she does not have any vision. She is going just by sound and Apollo's instinct alone, and she's kind of following you guys. So she'll also tether herself to. She doesn't have a bunch of rope, but she'll tether herself to the left elephant, so she can kind of follow along.
Yeah.
I assumed, elephant-wise, we would be in line.
That's what I was thinking. You have front, back.
Okay.
Flying tied to front.
Mm-hmm.
So
in that case, she'll be just behind the rear elephant. Then she'll come up behind you guys.
So we will tether elephant A to elephant B, and then elephant A to Ion. Ion will be up in the air. Who wants to go on Ion? That's not Urson or Teth.
I mean, I'll stay with the prisoners.
I'll
Well,
go on Ion.
specifically Garvish.
You can go up there and fly. You can go up there and fly with Zapdos in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I will also send. I'll conjure Kevin. Because I can telepathy.
There we go.
Kevin.
This is exactly what Vern's wanted his entire life. To just fly in the sky with his bird
Flying
friends.
with all these animals.
I can go twice as high.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a Disney princess.
All right, I'm gonna move you guys over here just for the moment. Oh, I forgot that this was the last thing we did on this page. Hilarious.
They caught up to us. Finally.
Oh
And the
no, the
sandstorm.
worms!
We took too long at that. Yeah, the shrine.
No, not the worms.
Yeah, I should be able to telepathically talk with Kevin. I will check the range on it. I think it's at least 100 feet.
Vern, just so you know, I don't know if you've flown on things before, or if you've actually. Do you fly? I don't know if you fly.
I can sprout wings when I feel like it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Well, you shouldn't have to do that. Ion is a highly trained mount. He understands Common and Elvish. He can't speak back to you, but I have a telepathic link with him. If you come into any issues when you're up there, he's been instructed to basically obey your commands, unless you tell him to harm himself, essentially. If you need anything, just let him know, and he can pass it down telepathically to me.
Okay.
So should be smooth.
Kevin's going to be assisting you as well. I can telepathically communicate with Kevin, as well as see through his eyes and hear through his ears. So if we hear word, I will have eyes in the sky as well.
All right. Sounds good. Nice to work with you too.
How are do Kevin and Zapdos get along?
That is a good question. They have worked together in a limited capacity before, but it was only for a couple moments when you had them look at the creatures on the horizon. So I don't know. That's we'll have to see.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you guys think that they get along?
If Kevin could speak, he would turn to Zapdos and say, "I bet I can beat you in a race, bitch."
Yeah.
The fastest thing alive.
Yeah.
He would be a.
They do fly
like
at
to
six.
play
They actually
fun
fly at 60 feet, which is nice.
I don't think Zapdos has 60 feet, does he?
But I know
There's
where to
the
look for
first point of
extras.
contention.
Zapdos is also made of lightning.
60
too.
feet.
Ooh, little zappy.
Yeah, 60 feet.
You should make an actual Zapdos stat block, not just the.
I thought that was the whole thing about Zapdos, is that you made a random stat block and Zapdos appeared.
Yeah, that was the one that went mega viral. Was the one that ended up being Zapdos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do we have anything else to prepare?
I'm assuming we're just giving the prisoners something to cover their eyes, to protect them, like cloth or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't
Well,
move anyway, so.
They can't move and they don't need to see anyway, so. That'd be fine.
That's right. Those
Any more
idiots.
Eric spells we can burn through?
What? Well, no, it doesn't block.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
does
can
he
look.
have does he
He's got
have
lots of
level?
spells.
Does he have level 7 spells?
Yes.
If he has level 7 spells, just have him cast regenerate on Peepup's throat.
He does.
He doesn't need level 7 spells, right?
He does not have regenerate.
He has whirlwind. We'll just fucking whirlwind our way through the storm.
Also, his immunity to charmed and frightened is only against Fey and elementals.
That's so fucking oddly specific.
It is.
I mean, charmed against Fae is pretty powerful.
Yeah,
But
Mhm.
elementals? What fucking elemental is
frightened.
casting charm?
They do
Okay.
frightened stuff.
you haven't seen those sexy earth elementals.
Yeah. Look at the rocks on that one, man.
Little dance.
Those pictures,
Charming.
Those pictures of trees that have like really butt-shaped trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, look at those knots. Hell yeah.
Those nuts.
Do a thaumaturgy.
All right. Is this lineup good for you guys? Does this look correct? If not, you feel free to move your tokens wherever. I just kind of generally place them.
That looks good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
That's fine.
So you start moving. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, does Hargrave have anything? She's tethered. Yeah, she's tethered to that horse. So okay.
Yep, she is mounted on Apollo, who is immune to the conditions, so he doesn't have to worry about protection, and he is tethered to the back of Zondel, who's in the middle.
I guess an interesting question also is, what are we tethering what to? I assume
The
that
tails. Pull on the tails.
Well, they have harnesses that are on that we're riding on, right?
I would actually. I guess I'd envision that Urzok would be holding the tether to Ion so that he could steer the elephant. Because if something happens and the tether has to be cut or whatever, it's a lot easier for him to like let go of the tether.
That's the age-old question is like, do you hold on to it, and that way, if something happens, you can quick release, or is it one of those things where it's like, well, if maybe something else happens and you quick release, or like you accidentally release, then can we refine the the rope? I guess you have blind sight, so that wouldn't be horrendous.
10 whole feet.
Yeah.
I can also tie it to myself. Might be the answer.
You go.
Because if I fall off, that's pretty minimal damage to like if the elephant gets turned 90 degrees and topples us all over.
I think that's a good idea.
Do we do like the legs of the elephants to the legs of the elephants? It's a Charlie.
New kitty Charles.
It's a baby.
Say something, Charles. Can you say something? Say,
just
is he a
squeeze,
black cat?
Squeeze him.
Or is he violent?
Say something, Charles. Can you say something? Huh? Can you talk?
Say something. Got a bow tie on.
He's like, bitch, what do you want? Father, I don't know what you want of me.
I'm already here. What else do you want?
You'll probably hear him a bunch. Charles.
I was assuming the tether would just go from the back of the saddle to the front of the other saddle.
Yeah.
As far as the elephants go.
Yeah.
I think the legs is a better idea, because if Bagels takes off and Zondel's not ready for it, and he just tears off the whole goddamn harness.
Bagels.
That's true.
Good.
But I would think that I guess it depends on how strong the ropes are, because it's like, would the rope snap first, or would it snap off the harness, or would it pull the harness off?
Yeah.
I think I can mechanically answer that question.
I think that
what type of rope do you guys have? Is it hempen rope?
Yes.
Or is it silk?
It's just hemp.
I have hemp.
It has 2 hit points, and it can be burst with a DC 17 strength check.
Okay, so
It's
17.
pretty weak.
Yeah.
Well, for an elephant, yeah.
What is an elephant's strength? I remember it being not as high as we thought it would be. Oh, it's okay. So it's a 22. So
that's pretty high.
Pretty strong.
It's pretty high. It's a +6.
Still not horrendous. For a roll.
Still not terrible. Yeah.
Better get mending ready, Brad.
Right. I would say if one of the elephants does get spooked, I would have both of them roll athletics, and if either of them succeeded, the rope would snap before it would be a detriment to either of the elephants. I think that's fair.
You're saying with them tied by the harness, or tied by the foot?
I would give either way. I would give either way. So it's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying it's up to you guys. I think I would. I think it's something that doesn't need as much consideration as I think we're giving it. I would rule it the same either way.
But Barlos, we want to make more mechanics for our sandstorm.
There will be plenty of mechanics once you enter. Believe me.
Also, worst case scenario, Teth does have speak with animals. If somebody besides Eric would need to chill down the elephants or something, which it's still going to be hard as fuck to hear, but at least we're like right by its head. So if we scream loud enough in its ear, it might hear us.
Honestly, we could also, not to once again dig into this mechanic you told us to stop worrying about. We could just have Eric, for example, tied to the rope to the front elephant, and whoever's steering the front elephant could just hold on to it.
Yeah.
I fully checked out like 30 minutes ago.
That's okay.
There's too much sandstorm mechanics talk.
It's a lot easier if you have night vision. Just going to say that. So, Vern, if you can make some night vision, that'd be great. That's all.
I have night vision.
Yeah.
Eric has dark vision.
Sorry, thermal vision. Thermal vision, my bad. Not night vision, thermal vision.
Thermal vision. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Thermal vision would be excellent.
We had those in our...
Thermal vision.
Yeah. We had these monitors that would flip down in our up-armored vehicles with the newer ones, and it was like a thermal camera. So, like, if you're in it... Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry. Carry on.
Well, yeah. If only you had known and could have manufactured some thermal goggles for yourselves. Ready to go?
I think that's all good enough.
Yes.
All right. So the storm, it's big. It is almost all encompassing. The closer you get, you begin to hear the power of the wind, the forceful nature of all of it is really loud. It like I was saying before, it's strong enough to upend anything that is particle based on the ground. So there are sticks flying through, there are small rocks, there are small pieces of smoothed glass, and of course a whole bunch of sand, all swirling around in the air. And the closer you get to it, the louder it gets. As As you go up with Ion, as you're ascending Vern, you can see once you clear that 80, 90 foot mark up into the air, it goes on for quite a ways. It's something that Zapdos didn't catch on to when he was up earlier, but you probably have at least 100, 120 feet of movement that you need to make through the sand that you can see from where you are, and your vision is kind of compromised past that point, so it could be further, and so you have quite a ways to go within the storm.
Okay. I will
It
say
seems
to the telepathic critters, I'll say at least 100 feet of storm. I'll just give that down there to the guys. March ahead.
It also seems to get more as it goes.
It's
So
more
it
violent.
turbulent.
Oh, turbulent. Okay.
It seems to be a more rough go of it the further in you're going to get. So it's going to get worse before it gets better towards the other side. So just so you all are aware of what you're getting into before moving into it. I guess you're not in the storm, Vern. So you and Ion and Zapdos and Kevin, you begin to fly over the storm before the rest of the party hits it on the ground. And even hovering over the storm, you can no longer see the party. You're holding the rope. You have the tether, but you have no more vision of them on the ground, and you cannot hear anything. You could hear Ion's wings and Zapdos's wings before. You can no longer hear them. It is like a column of air, and you're just... It's like you're in a wind turbine. Deafening sounds of nature. Urzok and Teth, you on top of Bagels along with Peepup, you hit the storm first, and it is jarring how strong the wind is. I'm not gonna make Gavoresh or Peepup roll because they're like chained down. Urzok and Teth, I need both of you to make. I'd like you both to make a strength check, please.
+5, boy. Just kidding. Strength check.
19.
I wish I had guidance.
Oh yeah, all of the normal guidance people are back behind you.
I can't see you, and I don't have guidance.
Balls.
Ooh, okay. Urzok, you with your blind sight, you've kind of been the main planner of all of this. You were ready. You've heard stories of the wilds. You were raised close by. You're holding fast onto this elephant. It's no problem. Teth, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Aye, sir. Balls.
Ooh, okay.
Double balls.
I mean, if somebody's gonna go overboard into the sand, I volunteer as tribute.
All right. I am going to contest that with an athletics check. From the...
Can the storm beat a 9?
It's got a +4, so there's a chance.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Just roll back.
Teth, it's so surprising how powerful this wind is. You've kind of been in your head since the morning time. You've been distracted by your snow globe and your orb, and it's just gotten the better of you mentally. Nobody behind you sees it, but Urzok, you do see one moment Teth is sitting next to you. The next moment, he is completely gone. You have been knocked completely off of your elephant, Teth, and you are down in the rocks.
Okay.
You're probably you're not even very far into the storm, maybe 5-10 feet at the most. But you are off, and they're still moving ahead.
Cool.
We will get to that in a second. Brackle, I'm going to have you make the same check, please. A strength check.
Okie dokie. Just a straight, like a strength saving, you said? Or just a straight strength?
A strength check, yep.
Okay. I'm like shit today. 11.
I'm going to have you make me a dexterity saving throw as well, please.
Okie dokie.
Hey, don't roll a 2 like I did.
I rolled a 2. And I got a 10. Besides the one natural 20, this dice has forsaken me today.
Is that a 2 total?
No, it's 10 total, but yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, you are...
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to have Coil roll as well. This is going to be his strength save. Oh, jeez.
Not going great, guys.
The sandstorms are sure doing good.
So the sandstorm is taking you and Coil both by surprise. He's managed to hold onto his seat, however. You also, Brackle, are knocked clean off of your elephant. You and Teth are now on the ground. To which, as you are flying off, you can hear Coil audibly panic when he sees you flying past him. You just hear no, and
you're great mic work.
Yeah, that was
thank you. Yeah, Teth, you and Brackle, you are both off. So Urzak, you don't know about Brackle, and likewise, the rest of the folks on your elephant, Brackle, don't know about Teth. Vern, you don't know anything has gone wrong yet.
Has Ion not gotten all weird underneath me?
Dude, Tess not concerned at all.
Oh
yeah,
he literally does not care.
Ion wouldn't know. Ion wouldn't know if Teth hasn't told him. Yeah.
Okay.
If I could have used a reaction, could I have used a reaction to give Coil a bardic inspiration?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, he has a D10 to use.
Okay. Great.
Just imagine that same flyby sound effect happening, but you're just like, it's okay.
Don't worry.
What does Bracken yell?
Suddenly feels inspired.
It's all good. I'll get it. Yeah. So the elephants,
I believe in you.
The line is moving on ahead at a speed of what, 40 feet?
It's true. It's at least difficult terrain.
It is difficult terrain, so they're moving at a brisk 20.
Urzak would. He wouldn't know how Tess feeling. He would message up to Kevin to get Ion's attention, at least. So he's gonna go up to Ion and kind of I don't know, peck at him a little bit.
What does Ion do in response to that?
Looks at what's pecking him.
Good.
Except it's fucking Kevin in the wind tunnel. So it's just
I guess Ion would I mean, his intelligence is enhanced as a special mount, so I don't know, maybe he would just check in, I'm assuming, with Teth.
Yeah.
And then Teth would just say, just got thrown off the elephant, but I'm about to get back on here shortly. Everything's fine. I wish there was a way you could tell this to the others, but that's okay.
Yeah, I realize in hindsight, it probably should have like kept Kevin down there and or put Urzak up top. We could have had actual people can talk to each other in a relevant way.
Yeah, Vern is just really confused watching these animals like exchange nods and pecks. He's not really liking it so much.
They also don't really know what they're saying to each other either. So like,
right.
Yeah, because they can't speak to each other. They can just speak to you guys. So there's just like faux signaling to each other.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, if Kevin doesn't say anything crazy back down, then they're pressing on.
To look something up.
We're going to check for Lily. Dexterity saving throw from her. Okay, she is good. She was able to hold on to Apollo just well enough to stay on. All right, you are now all in the storm. Brackle and Teth are still walking, I guess. What are you guys? So you are moving at a slightly slower clip, though, than everybody else, because I believe half movement for both of you is 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're slowly being outpaced by these elephants.
I cast polymorph on myself and turn into a giant scorpion.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go. What senses does a giant scorpion have?
He has blind sight to 60 feet. And he
Hell
has
yeah.
40
There you
foot
go.
speed.
Okay.
So I'd probably, depending on checks and whatever in the future, I would just kind of like keep pace. And once I feel like we're hitting the end of the hour, depending on how the storm's going, I would basically like try and jump onto the elephant and like turn back into my human form as I did that.
Yep. I feel bad that I don't know what to do about Coil, but I don't know about him.
Wait, is Coil off?
No, Coil held
Okay.
on.
Okay.
His
I
deck
thought he
save.
got flung off.
No, his strength check was bad, so he was on the ropes, but his deck save was okay.
How do you?
Okay, I misinterpreted that. Really easy for Teth. He's going to cast Locate Object on the Blade of Lendis and then just Misty Step back onto the elephant behind Urzak.
Oh.
Nice.
So, use a lot of spells, but
That's when you learn that the Blade of Lendis is kept in an extra dimensional space.
Yeah, it's like, fuck!
Oh God! Where am I?
Where am I? Yeah.
So I can see
so
actually everybody with my blind sight, so I can tell if somebody falls off.
Great.
Oh, that's good.
Do you want to stay off of the?
Yeah.
You said that already. Never mind.
Get back up there, give Urzak a little pat on the shoulder and a thumbs up, and I have that for an hour. I'll put a concentration thing.
Not even gonna try communicating to Kevin to communicate to Ion.
Yep.
Because as much as I want to see that conversation attempt to happen, just gonna let it go and press on.
Perfect. Yeah, you start journeying through. Who had? Could I have you all roll a D100, please?
Gross.
How much you want to bet I'm gonna roll 2? Ah.
Hey.
D100. Let's see. Damn it.
Ugh. Got worse.
All right.
You know what's
Yeah,
bad?
I mean,
Unless this is miles per hour of the windstorm, then we're
that's a narratively accurate roll of the dice. Urzok, I'm going to have you make a perception check going forward.
If I would have rolled my dice at home, it would have been a 1.
It's true.
Take a 15.
Yeah. Urzok, being down on the ground, even with blind sight, you still can see a few hazards coming. The ones that are kind of directly in front of the elephant. You begin to see, as you start moving forward, a small fissure. It's not enough to fall through by any means. It's just a small crack that you can kind of make out on the ground. It doesn't seem to be widening very much, but it is definitely consistent to the point that you would assume it's not just like a piece of a rock or something like that. It seems to be a fissure in the ground, directly underneath where you are walking.
Okay. Is it so it's vertical? It's parallel to the path that we're walking.
Correct. That is correct.
Okay. And how large does it seem? Like if we were to go like 10 feet,
maybe an inch thick.
Okay.
Yeah. It is not detrimental to you guys right now.
I'm going to message up to to Kevin, and have him pull on Ion on his right side, kind of like tug on his right side a little bit, and then also take the rope and try to pull tautly to the right a little bit, see if we can guide the horses or the elephants right.
Yeah, I think it's within reason that Ion would communicate that that's happening. Hey, this bird's doing this thing on the right side of my head. Hey, it's doing on the right side of the head. Then see Urzok is like, hey, we're going this way.
That's also just the smart thing to do at this situation is if I am able to yell at Teth, communicate to him as best as I could that we're on top of this fault. We should move a little bit.
Yeah, just depending on how like deafening it is, right?
Yeah,
I think you guys are close enough that you'd be able to yell loud enough right next to him.
it's like trying to
or at least make out
finish that sentence.
The mouth.
Make out. Now's not the time for that.
Yeah, throw caution to the wind and just go in on each other. Just make out. This is where it ends, buddy. We may as well go out enjoying it.
It's like trying to talk in an Abercrombie. Just like yelling.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm being deafened by this music or I'm just delirious from all of the perfumes that are going on in here, but my vision is closing.
Yeah.
You successfully can divert off. Do you have a specific direction you want to go? Do you want to go to the left or to the right?
Or just thinking right. Just kind of go right, maybe 5-10 feet.
Okay. Cool. You can keep an eye on it as you go. You continue walking, maybe for another 5-10 minutes. It doesn't seem to be widening very much at all, but you can still kind of see that it's going relatively straight. So you can walk alongside it for now. Who was next? Trent had the next highest roll. Trent, I'm going to need a second D100 from you, my friend.
My God,
oh,
Trent.
shit.
Oh my God.
Why? Why are you cursed?
What is happening today?
I
Nobody is
love
rolling
you
good today.
as a player.
Zero people.
I love you as a player for many reasons, but one of them is your dice are so like they tell such a story.
And the story is
and
that
they really
everything
do.
sucks. Are you religious
the
at all,
part-
Trent? Can you
I-
take it to a holy man of some kind?
I like the part
You
that
go to
is,
a
like,
church.
I think is the saddest right here. It's like you can tell that parentheses is meant to hold up to 3 digits. So just the one, there's so much space.
Oh shit. Oh.
It does look very small in between those parentheses.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Oh my, that's so funny. I mean, it's not very funny for the party, but that's so funny that you rolled that way. Yeah, you keep journeying for a few more minutes. It really kind of stays about the same for maybe the next 10, 20 minutes. And what are those rolls?
I don't know. I don't know what the fudge thing is.
I've never figured it out.
I was just trying to figure out what it is.
That is strange. I've never even tried
Oh my
it.
god. A 3.
Wow.
Oh.
Dang.
Today's cursed.
You journey for another 15, 20 minutes. Conditions don't change much. You all have your bearings enough now that you know how intensely you need to be holding on to the elephants. That initial shock was enough for all of you that were thrown off or almost thrown off to kind of readjust and evaluate your situation to make sure that doesn't happen again. However, you start to get closer to the center point of the storm. And the wind is picking up. Ironically, Vern, you're the only one that doesn't have to suffer the consequences of this because you're up in the air.
Hey, silver lining.
The wind is picking up, which means the amount and the heft of the objects carried by it increases as well. You're starting to see larger pieces of rock, larger pieces of sediment, sharp pieces of small pieces of metal or glass, pieces of wood or debris that are flying around. You are all going to take 1d6 piercing damage, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's going to be a pretty consistent. It's going to be pretty consistent 1d6 piercing damage. So you all are going to take 5 piercing damage, and that includes Gavoresh and Peepup and Coil.
Peepup.
Also includes Hargrave and Apollo and both of your elephants.
I'm gonna roll
Elephants are fine because they have 76 hit points apiece.
Peepup's about to be dead.
47.
That's okay. We got Eric the healer on the other one, so they'll be fine. It's not like they're gonna fall off their chain, so they're just gonna be limp on the elephant.
That's true. So this D6, gosh, I cannot believe you rolled a natural 1 on a percentile die. With a natural 1, that 1d6 is going to happen every 5 minutes of travel.
You said 10 minutes in, and we're about halfway in.
Mm-hmm.
What's the punishment if we try and pick up the pace? Like if we do like full dash?
Not much, really.
We're talking about 2d6, maybe 3d6 more damage.
Okay. I just don't know what kind of damage like Peepup can take. Like I'm not Gavorish. I'm not really worried, but
Teth has healing.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
To put it in perspective, Hargrave has 120 hit points. I believe Gavorish is very similar to that. I think he's at like 136.
Okay.
Oof.
Peep up is pretty low.
I'm dumb. I thought Peep Up was on the other thing. We're fine. I forgot. Is Peep Up straddled between us like a child?
Yes. Peep up has 31 hit points.
I'll just juice him with some hands every now and then. It'll be fine.
There you go. So next 10 minutes are exactly the same. So you're going to take another 2d6 piercing for 7 total.
Because this is actually relevant. Is it 1d6 and then 1d6, or is it?
It is 1d6 for
Okay.
5 minutes, and then 1d6 after the next 5 minutes.
It matters for my feet.
Right. Of course, Vern, none of this is including you, Zapdos, Ion, or Kevin.
This is really comfortable up here.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's a nice breezy 70s and sunny day.
It's a little loud, but it's like one of those white noise machines. So it's
actually
Yeah, it's very
relaxing.
soothing. I just need some lavender oil and I could go off to sleep.
Just get sandblasted below.
You are reaching the center of the storm after 10 more minutes of travel. And it is getting disastrously strong. So that is the next 5-minute mark. You're going to take 1d10 for 5 piercing.
All of us are.
All of you. Yep.
Okay.
How are you all feeling at this point? What's going through your mind? Other than just getting through the storm.
That's kind of where
Is there anything other than just getting through?
Yeah. He looks back every once in a while and looks to check on Peep Up, but I imagine Test also keeping an eye on him.
Peep Up is just trying to at any moment that he can just try and shield his face. I know Vern kind of pulled his hat down, but you can see that he's covered in quite a few cuts. Some of them are pretty deep across his arms and his chest. He is not feeling good.
Yeah.
And then how does the elephant seem? Is it hanging or?
The elephants seem to be fine. Again, the sides of their hide that you can see have some scrapes on there, but their skin is a lot thicker. Maybe not thicker than yours, Urzak, but it's a pretty tough hide. So they don't seem as affected. Again, they have close to 80 hit points, so they're doing all right. The only one that's really feeling the burn right now is Peep Up. 5 more minutes in, you're almost to the center of the storm. All of you are going to take an additional 5 piercing damage.
Nice. I was going to say, Teth would have been calculating in his head, like, all right, I'm going to cast spell to heal some stuff, but I'm going to wait till Peep Up is, like, on the brink. He doesn't audibly say that, but that's what he's thinking.
Right.
And it's probably about that point.
He's getting close. He's getting close.
Yeah. So
you can hear. Well, actually, you can't hear. You get to a point in the storm where even yelling to the person right next to you, which was successful just 15 minutes ago, is not possible. You cannot hear each other under any circumstances. You have made it into the very center of the storm. You're going to take 1d20 piercing damage.
Would you have allowed me to do Aura Vitality after that last one? Because
you have 5 minutes in between. So.
Yeah, I was going to say it only lasts a minute. So basically, plan is juice up Peep Up 3 times so he gets 66. Just do this real quick. and this is over the course of a minute. So he gets
Nice.
He gets
That brings him back
19.
basically to full.
Then do. Sorry, that's 3 rounds. We'll do 3 rounds on the elephant, so another 66.
Okay.
I get 16.
Nice.
Let me reread the spell. Air generates north within 30 feet. Okay, so I don't have to see them. It just says within 30-foot radius until the spell ends. You can use bonus action to cause one creature in the aura. So as long as they're within 30 feet, which I believe they are. So we're tied off.
And technically, Eric and Gvoresh and Coil are in that range as well. So if you want to include them.
Damn, I don't know how Coil looks.
Yep, you won't be able to see back that far.
So I'll go ahead and do.
I allegedly have 8 good berries lying around somewhere as well, too.
That's true. Oh yeah, Eric would have those, and they heal 4 HP a piece, so he could always give those to Coil. I think that.
Him.
Yeah, pick the berries. Pick them.
Eat them. Okay, that makes it easy then. I'll just do the last 4 on the elephant behind us then.
Okay.
Just to keep. I'm sure the elephants would have been fine, but should be 86. So 18. Wow, there's a bunch of ones.
Yeah, still not bad.
A lot of 2s.
I know. Fuck my spell slots.
Right.
Okay, that's all. So 1d20.
Right, walking through the center of the storm. It's going to take another 5 minutes. You're going to take one final d20 of piercing damage. It's going to be 14 piercing damage per person.
Ow.
And then we move back down to d10s.
Ew.
So are we? Perhaps you misspoke or I misunderstood, but you were like, you're almost at the middle of the storm. It took 10 minutes. And then it took us like
it was
30, 40 minutes.
10 minutes of travel within the you were already in the storm. 10 additional minutes, sorry.
Okay.
So you took would have been
So yeah.
3. Oh yeah, maybe I didn't add them up correctly. So essentially it was 15 minutes in the rough part of the storm, 10 minutes in the bad part of the storm, 10 minutes in the worst part of the storm, and now you're heading back out with the same radius. So that was my fault for not being clear about that as we were going through.
Okay. So yeah, because it was 10,
the way you had said it was like, okay, you've been traveling for 10 minutes. You're almost into halfway into the storm. I was like, oh, well,
yeah.
Take 2d6 more damage.
Maybe,
no big deal.
Yeah, that is a misstep on my part. I apologize.
Yeah, because I think
but you are. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say initially, I think you had said it was like 100, or whenever Vern was looking, it was like 100-ish feet or 100 something feet, like to get past it.
Yeah, and that was just as far as I could see. I didn't know if there was more beyond that.
Yeah, it could be.
But you are at a point where you have weathered the worst of the biting winds, and it seems to be getting better from here. So you're traveling 10 additional minutes as it's getting lighter. The winds themselves are getting lighter. For 2d10.
Wow, that's very kind.
A 2 and a 3. Yeah. and then we're gonna finish up the storm. You're weathering it and going out on the other side. 3d6.
Oh god, I saw a 16 and I was like, did he roll fucking
Mhm.
2 8?
No, Urzak's gonna burn second wind.
Okay.
Hit me with that 3d6, baby.
Oh,
Ooh, that's close.
damn.
6, then 2, then 5, and that is going to reduce Peepup to 0 hit points. Urzak and Teth, you just clear the part of the storm that is bad enough to injure you, and you see, or you don't even necessarily see it. Maybe you just feel Urzak, Peepup's little body slump over into yours.
Just it's still super loud, right?
It's very loud. At this point, you can communicate with Urzak, though. You can communicate with the other people on your elephant.
I got him. Just literally lay on hands him for 1 point.
Perfect.
Give him a little juice.
Peep.
Give him like I don't actually do this, but I just managed to give him like a wet willy, but it's actually lay on hands willy.
You don't have any moisture. You can't
Yeah.
do it. With
Since we're through the dangerous part, I think that Teth would just give him enough juice to get conscious and then take
Going.
care of the
Yeah.
So he'll do
Yeah,
that.
you see him. Yeah, he'll kind of. He's still in a daze,
Yep.
but you can see his eyes flutter a little bit under his hat, and he twitches. So he is not down and out. A couple more minutes, and you start to see the light of day through the sand, and you have almost made it out of the storm. Urzak, make a perception check for me, please.
Guidance, but I can't do it.
Fat 2.
These fucking
God.
twos, man.
Dude, this is a bad day.
The storm got bad enough that you lost sight of the fissure. It just wasn't at the forefront of your mind once everybody started taking damage and you were just occupied elsewhere. Once it lightens up a little bit and things are starting to ease back, kind of pops back into your mind in just enough time for one of the elephant's feet, because it wasn't staying steered to the right of the crack. It is wide enough now for an elephant foot to get stuck inside of it. And I'm going to... Do I still have the elephant stat block up? It's going to make a dexterity saving throw.
It gets +5.
Oh, that's good, because its modifier is -1.
Fuck!
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. It gets stuck. Maybe it stumbles a little bit, but it's all caught in time. And Urzak, you are able to, with its save, steer it clear of the fissure, which now is about a foot wide. It's about a foot, maybe 13, 14 inches wide. It has consistently widened as you've gone through the storm. You make your way out on the other side. The sun is shining. The wind is still quite heavy, but it is cool and refreshing in contrast to the severity of the storm. And you're all out. You're standing next to this, at this point, close to 2-foot crack in the ground. And you made it through. Peepup's looking rough. Coil's not in great shape either. But everybody's alive.
Vern will descend with all the birds.
I'd like to toss Peepup into the crack.
No.
It's far to kick him off the elephant.
Later, fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we get everybody out and let's medically assess everyone.
Yeah,
And then we all-
Coil is cut up pretty bad.
I'm a large scorpion.
It's true.
Yeah, Brackle doesn't matter. Gavorish is covered in cuts, but he is not showing that he is in pain at all. He's just toughing through it.
I sting
Likely
him.
because of pride. But
Is Dwarish a boomer? Does he just deal with it?
yeah, he's very boomer energy for sure. Fucking bitch.
I don't have a lot of healing, but I will give Coil a tap on the shoulder there. I will cast Cure Wounds. And there's a 1. 7 hit points.
What a surprise, right?
What's going on today?
I mean, my in real dice aren't even
will
rolling.
I'll look at Eric and just say you better show up in next session, and I can do healing.
He will also exhaust the rest of his good berries because it was already cast. So he'll 8. So Coil will get a total of 32 hit points. There were 8 left.
So
Maybe.
God damn, we took a lot.
Maybe Eric will take a couple for himself. Yeah, you guys soaked up some damage for sure. You can see back of the back, Hargrave. You will notice Apollo is untouched. He not a cut or scrape across his entire body. Hargrave is patching herself up. You can see her kind of moistening some bandages and injecting a few things into her arms and applying salves across her body. And Gavorish is just sitting there, just like Conor McGregor in Roadhouse.
Are the elephants holding up well as well?
Yeah, the elephants are okay. It looks like Zondel is in slightly worse shape than Bagels. But they're still standing, and they're not acting, any more restless than normal.
I guess realistically, because Brackle was in a different form, so he really didn't take anything. Right?
I'm down to
correct.
3 as a scorpion.
3 temp.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Vern and the Flyers, or whatever Vern's entourage's name is. Vern and the Sunseekers. They didn't get hurt, so they're good.
Fernie and the Jets.
Fernie and the Jets. She's taking care of herself. It's good. Coil got fed some berries. So realistically,
we're called the Baker's Dozen. That's on Bagel.
I'm gonna leave the elephants and Gavorish for Eric to deal with the next session if he's here, and I'm just gonna juice up me and Urzak and Peep up a little bit because he's fucked up.
Peep peep.
Urzak's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you're good now. Okay.
He would pretty much tell you to worry about everyone else.
I believe the next D100, the next lowest was Billy. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Just one below Trent.
Yep.
Billy, give me another D100 for the love of God. Do not roll a 1.
Should I do my aura first, or should I roll and see if we get hit by a stray boulder?
It's up to you.
A meteor hits the world.
It's a 9. That was a 9. I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself now.
It's better than a 1.
All right.
Better than a 1.
Honestly, it is much better than a 1. I have one extremely great consequence that's just on a 100 and a horrible one that's just on a 1. And that the one was that the maximum was a D20. You were always going to take damage going through, but it was going to go like D6, D8, D10 instead of D6, D10, D20. But the rolls were not that good anyway, so you guys got pretty lucky with those D20 rolls. Yeah, with a 9, what's going to happen is going to happen. You keep going after you regroup. You're all healed up, and you are. The terrain looks different on this side of the storm. It is objectively less deserty. You could kind of tell that you're squarely in the wilds now. You're about a day and a half in. You know, it's not meshing with the desert anymore. You have much less, sandscape. It's a lot more rocks, exposed bone from creatures that have tried to cross the landscape and died trying. There is plant life, but a lot of it is like succulent type things or cacti. Nothing that requires water or, any type of sufficient sustenance. And as you look out on the horizon, there are creatures missing.
Uh-oh.
From what you can still see some of the figures off in the distance. It seems as though there are not as many as there were before.
Are the ones that are still there? Are they still like perpetually walking away? They're not turned like facing us or anything, are they?
They're still quite a ways away. They seem to look identical to what they looked like before. Just not as many of them. Just fewer. How long are you staying in this spot to regroup and heal?
I mean, it only takes for the healing part, like the magical casting and stuff. It'll only be like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Outside of cleaning our fucking eyes out with water.
Right.
I'd say 10 minutes is a healthy amount of time to.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Sort of reacclimate ourselves.
Yeah, I think we want to get away from.
I'm also gonna redismiss Kevin.
Peep Up gets 23 hit points too, because he's the most important person in this group. So,
agreed.
Glad everybody agrees.
It is decided.
It has been decided.
That's why we threw him in the crater, because he's
really what it is like having Peep Up survive and then like having him go and do his corn farm and dying happy is actually like a platinum achievement. Like we're all trying to get that achievement.
Yeah.
Just wanted to. This is a question out there. What's her face? The vampire girl who's now a human. She went off to her parents' farm, right?
Yeah.
Is that environment capable of growing corn?
Yeah.
There it is, guys.
Yeah. It's she went off to her farm that she used to own with her spouse up in the northeast, which is the Valley of the Falling Leaves, known for lots of farmland. So she would be in a place that could very easily grow corn. Yes.
That's where we'll send Peep Up if we get him out of this.
Yes. Yeah. It's going to be a real gladiator moment. So going back to the 9, I think if it was above a 10, I would make you guys save for this, but going from a 1 and then Andrew joke rolling a 3 and then Billy rolling a 9. I cannot let you get out of another encounter. I'm going to drop you into this, and then we can stop for the night because it'll be more.
I want to attack with my scorpion.
Than we have time for. You stay in this area just a bit too long. You're taking your time. You're healing. You're tending to the other members of the party that are not as strong as you. So maybe you don't notice right away. The dust unsettling around the fissure, the ground cracking slightly, and the prisoners are strapped into the elephants, so they are not going to fall. Hargrave is too far back. Ion and Kevin are dismissible. The ground gives way underneath you. And in an attempt to save the elephants, Hargrave is able to kind of just get that front elephant out of the way. But the 5 of you fall down into the earth. And you are sliding down this kind of dark chasm. It's not rough, you're not taking damage or anything, but you are sliding down a surface, so it's not a free fall. You can see down below you, there is light coming from somewhere below the ground that you're sliding towards. And you all make an impact on the ground, and you're going to take... Actually, could I have a dex save from all of you? I'll roll for Eric. See if any of you roll out of this.
Hey. Are people close to Teth?
You are all close to Teth, so you all get a +5.
Yeah, get +5. Damn!
Now we're doing well.
Damn!
Hey, nice.
Don't worry, we came back at the very end.
Yeah, when it counted.
I wouldn't call falling down a ravine coming back, but
We're coming down. We're coming down.
Just remember, the only reason why you're in this mess to begin with is because you rolled a 9 on your D100.
Hey, man. I don't control the dice. Dice do what they want.
That's true. That's true.
I don't read script reads me.
Trust me, if I could control what I have rolled, I would have rolled a 69.
Every time.
Every single time.
How I have your vision, only Vern and Brackle should be able to see this, but I'm going to change just your token.
Okay.
Because this is a lit room. Razak, can you see now?
Yep.
Okay. And Teth, can you see?
Yes.
Do you think an hour would be up by now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular guy again.
You slide down this rock face. You all roll out of it, so you're okay. You don't take any damage. It was an easy enough slant down onto the ground here, but you are now in this cavern. It's lit. You can see torches up ahead. There is a symbol on the floor right in front of you, roughly depicting a bull.
Of course it is.
And that is where we will leave off for tonight.
Okay. We all piss in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bull like with horns, not a bull like a
summon the piss element.
B-U-L.
Oh,
Bull.
I thought it was a bowl. B-O-W-L.
Bulls.
You like bulls?
Let me tell you about bulls.
Yeah, you guys are now, your best guess, probably 50 to 70 feet underground. It was a quick slide down, but you are handily down there.
Okay.
So if you ever play a cleric, Trent, like
Mhm.
every time you ask a favor from your god, you'll succeed. Apparently,
Yeah.
I will as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the channel
Uh,
divinity. It's a channel, not channel divinity. The fuck's it called? Divine
Divine
intervention.
intervention.
Divine intervention, yeah.
Oh.
You to roll for success, you have to roll under your level.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, I would
It's like,
dominate as a cleric.
I could crush this.
yeah. You don't get it to like level 10. I think it's like level 10 or something like that.
Sit somewhere
but
in
it's
there,
still very, very, very low chance.
Hmm.
Well, glad
This
everybody rolled like shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
So I'm glad.
Yep.
I'm glad.
I was not expecting for this encounter to come up. I did not expect anybody to roll under a 10.
Nice.
Nice.
But
Well,
this
you're
is
welcome.
great. I love it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I was absolutely ready to save it for like 7 months into the future.
Yeah.
But this is great.
Good.
Exciting.
All this makes me think about is loot as a player.
It's
Just give me that fucking loot.
We're gonna get into a good old
There's
dungeon
gonna be
crawl.
down here. There's gonna be some loot down here for sure.
I'm fucking butthurt.
We'll postpone the the prison for a minute, but it'll be okay.
Well, that's fine because I'm planning on living down here for a week because I used all of my spell slots because Eric's not here. I'm gonna blame it on that.
That's true.
As-
Well, next week
as
you
the-
won't be here, so
There you go. There you go.
he can shoulder that burden. Actually, since we have a little bit of time, to circle back to Donovan's question from last week
Oh yeah, I meant
about
to bring
setting
that up.
something up outside of this game in case we don't play the tithes. Next week might be one of those weeks if Brad is not able to make the game.
You
Mhm.
know.
Two people gone is a lot.
Yeah.
But I would still like to play something. I can always come up with a one shot in world, but if you have something already cooked up, Donovan, I would love to do something like that too.
I mean, that
Do you have
was
something
the,
in mind already?
well, that was the discussion I wanted to have with people, which you got a pretty lukewarm reaction. So I kind of just cast it out of my mind. But if people want to take a week off when that comes up, that's totally fine with me. But I don't know. I guess everyone else needs to. I could have something, but the interest to do something needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be. Oh wait, is it Easter? No. Yeah.
It'd be the day after.
It's
Easter,
the day
yeah.
after Easter.
Oh, Easter Sunday. Yeah, of course. I'm so dumb.
Easter Monday, guys. Come on.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It is
It's
April
the- it's
1st.
the- Isn't it?
It's April
Oh no,
1st.
that's the week after. That's the week after.
But
The
yeah,
day
I'd
of the
be good.
eclipse is the.
I'd be good to play something.
I will
I am too.
be in Texas.
But in the instance that it wasn't you who was out, would you be interested in doing something? Tentatively.
I think
Billy always has to play as Ragna.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I wouldn't want to do something. I don't think my body and my brain can handle like another separate campaign.
Yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm currently
that would be the one thing I would honestly say is like I don't want it. I'm in the same boat as you. I would not
Yeah.
want it to be anything continuous or long form necessarily.
yeah.
Even if it's just like an interesting boss fight. Like there's no stakes, like
Yeah.
limited backstory. Like it'd be
I mean-
fun to just have like a leveled fight or something.
I mean, kind of what I had in mind was what we had done before with the Tower of Wishes, where it would just be
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
just like run an encounter, level up, run another encounter type deal.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah,
But open to suggestions if other people have other ideas. Or we just take the time off when we have the time off. It doesn't bother me either way.
What if? Because I don't. Brad made it sound like it would have to be, and I'll talk to him too this week. He made it sound that it might be a last minute call that he'll have to make on Monday. So it might be like today, where at 11 o'clock he'll have to say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Could we just decide to do that next week? Run an encounter instead of doing this? Because I would really I would like to do this with all 5 of you.
Yeah.
Because this would be a good thing to do with a party of 5, and then going into, because essentially this is going to be, I'll just fast track travel after this because this will take a minute. So it would be this, and then go right into dropping off the prisoners would be the next 2 big things. And I don't want to. Travel has been fine with 4 people, but I want to make sure that all of you are getting the big beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if we were to do an encounter, would we still be these characters or other characters or make new characters?
That's the next question. Is what would you guys want to do? Because I mean, at this point, I would tell you, I would encourage you to play a character that you think would be mechanically fun to play, as opposed to, role playing fun to play.
Yeah.
I barely remember last time we did it, but I feel like you guys were still, or else playing Big Lion Man, and like still found a way to role play that was satisfying during combat.
Yeah. I just wanted to flirt with the big strong lion. That's what I want to do.
I forgot about that. That's so funny. Honestly, I'd probably play as him again. Maybe.
So, honestly, it's up to you guys. Honestly, individually, I think if you want to play a character you already have, if you want to make somebody new, but the big thing is that everybody would have to be the same level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to it gives an opportunity to really play test things too that are mechanically play test, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's not something that, obviously that might come up unless one of us gets murdered in the ties, and you need to make a backup character. But
yeah,
I think it would be, for those one-off or the short form stuff, it would be like, oh, hey, I mechanically want to try out a monk or whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And it would just be, okay, hey guys, just make a level 6 character and it has this, this or this as for items.
Yeah.
Something real generic.
Or a Weave Warden. You could play a Weave Warden.
Yeah.
Play test that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's something we want to do, I think we just need to decide on what level we want people to be.
20. Shoot straight to the top.
And it's something we've done once.
Yeah. Level 20 would not be hard for me to import an existing character. But
I think I definitely prefer something higher level, I think. Something with
higher level. That's fucking hate it. It hurts my brain. I don't do the math. No,
that's
higher
true.
level fine. I have characters that I've played so much that I can just import them.
Don't play a fucking artificer. You'll be all right.
Yeah. It would just play level 20 Mia essentially, because that's what level she was almost anyway. So it would be easy just to be like, okay, I'm going to be a fighter and just fuck shit up.
Artificer is like constantly feeling like, hold on, let me look at my character sheet. I've got something for this. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me 10
that's
minutes.
how I felt with Lagoin. And we were only what, like level 7, level
Yeah.
6, or level 7.
Yeah.
And I was confused that whole time. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with this guy. I'm never playing an Artificer ever again. And he was only 2 levels in Artificer. He was mostly Blood Hunter.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if we want to do that next week, I mean, we can discuss what level. I mean, does anybody oppose to level 20?
No, I'll try anything.
Can Andrew
No.
hear us? Can Andrew give us a thumbs up or down?
He's been on the phone for a little bit.
Andrew being a chotch.
His headphones are off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
let's
you
plan on this for next week.
okay. Yeah. I mean, like, it's honestly,
Cool.
it's easy enough to just have like an encounter in my back pocket and like a map ready to go for whenever we need it. I only have to stay one encounter ahead.
Right. Cool.
Especially at level 20, it could be 2-session encounter. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Awesome. Well, great session, guys. Thanks for making the mechanics of a sandstorm much more complex than I was going to make them.
I just want to say,
appreciate
if Brackle was steering the horse and we had the rope tied to him, that could have turned out much differently.
That's
matter.
True. That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. You were right.
I feel like for all the preparation we did, you should have reversed a few of those ones. I'm being silly.
Okay.
Oh.
So we had all that preparation
Yeah.
that we did. I was like, man, with all the preparation we did, I feel like we should have had a couple of those terrible things reversed just because we were so prepared.
Also, just getting a 1 on a D100, I felt pretty good about that. I was like, wow, like what are the odds?
Yeah. Aaron, if you're listening or whenever you edit this, it's not a big deal for right now.
Yeah.
I will fix it for next week. Cool. Thanks, guys. Awesome session. I appreciate all of you as always. I'll get with you sometime in the middle of the week to debrief, and then I'll see you next Monday.
Yeah. I'm ready to fight a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
See you guys.
Woo!
See ya.
See ya.